Alright, going in. Up, up, up. Just informing chat.
No, I'm an idiot!
What happened?
I switched the casting tool and then instead of minimizing it, I closed it. Alright, buy us a bit of time, buy us a bit of time, buy us a bit of time.
Alright. Alright,
Casting tool is up.
Welcome to Everdream. If you ever dreamed, you know what I'm talking about. Actually, you know what? A strange thing that happened this morning? I had a dream. I don't remember the dream. I just remember that when I woke up, I was like, really? That was a boring dream.
It was probably involving buses again.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't waiting for the bus dream, which I have a lot. But no, it was just so boring that I don't remember it, and I was disappointed. My yeah, my day's ruined. In the southwest corner of the map, representing Razor Edge Gaming, it is our Red Protoss. He's the best. He is in fact Zest. And in the northeast corner of the map, representing Dian Lake Gaming, are Blue Zerg from Sweden. He's not definite, he is SortOf.
It's not the definitive version.
Yeah. Not definitely, he's SortOf.
Yeah, kinda.
Alright. No, this does get a block on the natural hatchery there, forcing SortOf to take an inconvenient third.
That's the name of a movie, if I've ever heard one.
Inconvenient third?
Yeah.
I'll tell you, it's a rom-com between
Yep.
a Protoss player and a Zerg player, right? And the Protoss player kind of blocks the hatchery, and the Zerg player is like, I hate the Protoss, and the Protoss is like, yeah, I hate these Zergs, and they notice him, and it's like, eh. And then they kind of hate each other, but over time they kind of going to grow and like each other, and become like romantically involved. And yeah, there you go, StarCraft 2 based romantic comedy.
You're welcome, Hollywood.
You're welcome, Hollywood. Got nothing else better else to do. Esports is on the rise. You gotta get with the kids now. This is what the kids wanted to see. Yeah, the romantic comedy between a Protoss player and a Zerg player.
Speaking of what the kids want to see, that's a very early Twilight Council coming out of Zest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's definitely what the kids want to see. Unless the kids are Zerg, or Terran, or other Protoss. Alright, there's a watch facility as well.
So basically it's what the kids who don't play the game want to see.
Yep. People who don't have to face this, they want to see.
Well, Robo Bay gonna be, or Robo Facility, gonna be halfway done. There's that glaive. And we are gonna go into a basically Zest specialty for quite some time now in ZVP or PvZ. It's just the shade printer or the adept printer go burr.
The what? The adept printer
the adept
go
printer
burr?
go burr.
What?
Adept printer go burr. Or I guess in this case it would be more like glaive printer go pshoo, pshoo, pshoo.
What? What? What are you talking about, Yaku?
I'm talking about Petite Drogo.
It is.
Did you not see
What
that
printer?
meme?
What printer?
Did you not see that meme?
No.
Well, basically there's a meme which started off as money printer go burr. And it's been appropriated for... That's the format now. It's been appropriated for other
Kind of
situations.
humor that I'm too old to get. Alright. The items are coming in with the glaives. The spine is about to finish, but
Ooh,
just
get the
already
queen.
getting some damage done here is
Yeah,
gonna
moving away here.
shade into the actually shade into the third again.
Shake goes in, shake goes
It's
out.
not really saturated the natural because that, you know,
It was the third base, or the natural
third
was the
base.
third, yeah.
It's gonna shade in again. It's gonna keep
cancel
sort of
the shade.
army busy here. Let's see what he's planning on next. There's another warping, but it's just
More
one-handed.
Adepts is going to be the answer to your question, Steel.
Well, sort of is getting a
We do.
lair. I don't know about that. He needs more units.
Well, the thing is, if he gets the lair, he can get more units eventually, is the idea.
Eventually. He needs more
Eventually.
units now, not eventually.
Shit goes in, and
Yeah,
this is a
he's like,
very
"That
good
is."
position, but he is starting to get
He shoots pretty
surrounded.
fast.
So many of the Adepts are starting to get taken out.
Yeah, okay.
There's just not a lot here for Zest, but he will isolate a couple of these queens. He will target fire whatever he can, but so far not getting a lot of drone damage, which we normally see out of Zest.
This one Zergling doing counter harass. That's all you need.
Hit him! Alright, here comes the multi-prong. And I was gonna say, I was wondering how Zest would transition from this. Because sometimes we do see, particularly from Zest, some DTs come out, or sometimes it's switch into Robo. Players like Stats sometimes go into Oracles of all things.
Nice job. Not
But
quite
Zest
finishing
is still
here.
committed to this.
Yeah. Thing is, Zest really hasn't done a lot of worker damage so far.
And he's
He
keeping
has sacrificed
sort
a
of
lot of
busy,
adepts for this.
but not getting that tangible damage.
He's not sort of busy, he's really busy.
Well, not anymore.
Eh? Eh? It's a jokey joke about the name.
Alright, Zest is going to transition out of this. So it looks like the Soul Train is going to be our follow-up coming from Zest. Always a safe option to go with, and definitely if you're confident in your micro, or even just your timings, it's way more effective than the other options.
That it really hasn't done much damage so far in the game to deserve.
Well, if we look at the
4
worker
drones.
count...
4 drones died this game.
Yeah, but the thing is, Zest, or not Zest, sorry, SortOf was also hesitant to make more drones. So if we look at the worker count, Zest is almost even, and he's continuing to just pump them out. Plus, this harass isn't done yet.
Sort
So
of just got
shading
three more gases.
Okay.
Is he planning some kind of transition here?
Well, eventually
it's
you
just
gotta have a
getting more.
transition seal.
Yeah, but he's not getting any tech buildings. Don't see a
There's
spire.
a Bailing Nest.
Don't see an infestation pit. Don't see a Hydralisk den or anything. Bailing nest, okay.
You do need a decent amount of gas for Banelings, so that might
Yeah,
have just
yeah.
been
I'm more questioning the Bailing nest transition because
right.
I don't know if that's what's going to work against Immortals and Stalkers with Blink.
My god, Zest! His harass is never done! He just took out 8 more drones of his adepts while keeping busy, sort of busy with these stalkers.
Yeah.
And he's just gonna rotate around. Zest! Really?
I mean, this
kinda
is probably what he
bullying
should have done
his
with the
opponent.
Glaive Adepts in the first place. Alright,
Well,
now
you need
I
to build
think-
up to the multi-prong.
Yeah.
Good, safe blinks. Ooh,
Yeah,
Zest.
there's a spire
Not
being
quite
done.
spotting a spire. So sort of can keep the spire a secret for quite a while longer. It might be able to do things, get things done. Zest already... Yeah, that's what worries me.
Sort of double expanding, but Zest finds out one of the bases. Might be able to get it cancelled here. No, sort of is responding.
How's the target firing? Not fast enough.
Okay, so finally SortOf has some kind of breathing room with the drops here.
Zest is about to push out. His charge is halfway done. His +1 has completed. Storm is also on the way.
I think it's just been behind economically for the past 10 minutes, so it's gonna be rough. And this time the Protoss army does have the equal army supply, which is usually better for the Protoss, especially if they have nice thick units like Immortals and Archons and Templars.
Yes, this is a little bit hesitant right now to transform all of his Templar into Archons. As they aren't as reliable, I do think, Archons that is. They have a very short range.
Split all over the map. He's got units in every direction. Gonna try and hit SortOf from every angle.
But this could be a way for SortOf to turn it into his own advantage. If he can just fight the groups of Zest's army with everything he's got, clear them out without taking too much losses, he can focus on another group. Because as it goes right now, he cannot fight Zest's main army with his main army. Storm's gonna go down.
Storm.
A lot of damage. The Pincer is about to come in for Zest, but actually
that actually pushed away.
Yeah, that gets pushed away, but the main army, it has an opening now.
Yeah.
So many storms come in. The Zerglings just evaporate before they can hit.
Oh, he's storming the veins before they can finish.
Eggs as well. Chargelets just pushing this army all the way back. GG is called. Zest takes game 1.
Ooh. That was an interesting one. Because the SortOf held the Glaive Adepts pretty well.
Initially.
But
the thing about the Glaive...
It's the harassment that really got him.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the thing about the Glaive Adept build is you don't necessarily need to kill workers so long as you prevent the Zerg player from making more workers.
Yeah.
And we saw that happen quite a bit there with Zest. He took a little bit of an advantage in that regard, and as the game went on, we just saw SortOf really get his attention stretched to the fullest.
Alright, going to game number 2, Purity and/or Industry is the map.
Now who's Pure and who's Industry?
Good question. I don't think Zest is pure. I don't think Protoss can ever be pure.
Zest used to be pure. Then KT disbanded.
Is there a player called Pure?
There should be if there isn't one.
Yeah, it sounds like the name that should be the name of a Korean player. It's Pure versus Cure. Alright everyone. Welcome to Purity and Industry, where you can be pure and industrious for your Emperor Mengsk, because you're Terran, all of you. Yes, that's right. Even if you like Protoss and Zerg, doesn't matter. In real life, you are Terran.
No.
So start crying.
No.
In the north edge of the map, representing Raise Your Edge Gaming. Confused there for a second. Red Protoss currently up 1 in this best of 3 semi-final of today's ESL Open Cup Asia number 13. Give it up for the best, it's Zest. And in the bottom right side of the corner, it is our Blue Zerg from Dian Lake.
Dian Lake.
Dian Lake Gaming. It is our Blue Zerg. SortOf.
That's an interesting place to take a third, I gotta say.
We have SortOf really has to win this because otherwise we will have a final without a Zergin.
Oh no, we'll have a mirror final. What are we gonna do?
Not just a mirror, but just if there's no Zerg in the final, I think the whole bracket gets disqualified.
What?
Because it doesn't fit with the you know, the prevalent statistics.
What?
You gotta have a Zerg in the final. Gotta have a Zerg in the final of an ESL. You know.
Last week we had a TVP finals.
Yeah, that doesn't count because there was a Terran.
Alright.
Terran can replace a Zerg.
Alright, so it has to always be... There has to be one Protoss player.
There always has to be a Zerg in the final?
Wait, what?
Unless there's a Terran.
So forget a TVT final.
Yeah. Then we're good. It's kind of like a ZVZ final. Anyway, SortOf is getting a Baneling nest.
Yeah, quite a bit earlier this time.
Setting up a Bane bust, probably.
Yeah, you typically don't see Zerg players, especially in PvZ, or ZVP, rather, get a Baneling nest this early on, unless you're playing for a bust.
So, Zest kind of looks like he's going for the same build.
Which again, you know, Glaive Adepts go shh. Shh.
Shh, 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 shh. Unglaved Adepts go shh. 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 It's very different.
Here come the Banelings. The Ling follow-up is already on its way. This Sentry needs to have the best force fields of its career.
And Sentry is
waddling in, but SortOf does not want to waste them. He knows that it's his only shot. It was able to take out the Sentry for
nice
free.
force field.
That was a... Yeah, that was actually...
Sentry almost died there.
Yeah. If it was even a second later, that would have been it. Oh.
There you go. SortOf realizes he hasn't done enough damage.
Ouch,
yeah, it was a bit of a desperate move there, and it didn't quite get it done. Zest was pretty well prepared. And there you have it. Zest versus Sparting. That will be our final match. It should be a best of 5 series.
Yep. That is correct.
What time are we? We are at 3 hours. Not bad.
Yeah, it was actually one of the... It's actually so far been one of the shorter ESL Open Cups that we've had, which means that we're going to have a 2-hour final, if anything is an indication.
I mean, it is Sparting we're talking about, so pretty much every...
It is Sparting versus Zest that we're talking about, yeah. So...
Yeah. Neither of them is a player that really is super comfortable with the... going late game. We'll probably see one game. You know, like the Scarlet game.
Doubt it.
Sparting is going to start with something cheeky, and then they will transition into a macro game that's going to be just a long mid game.
You know what, Steel?
But
I doubt it. I doubt it. Zest is very much the pioneer of the current PvP meta, I would say. He was the one who came up with the proxy... Well, not really came up with, but really refined the proxy robo build, or the proxy Stargate build. And because of it, he is currently the top-rated PvP player. And if you look at his PvPs, most of them end before 10 minutes.
Alright.
But we could always be surprised here. Could always get a bit of a surprise, especially if it's Sparting. Yeah,
it is going against Sparting.
It could just be a 20-minute game where none of them transition to the mid game, or neither of them transition to the mid game. It could get really scrappy, is what I'm trying to say.
I had a really dumb joke to say about something you said, but I'm literally scratching my head now, trying to remember it. But you made me forget it. You rambled on. Now again, I was being polite. I didn't want to interrupt you by because what you're saying actually made sense. And I was like, don't interrupt what you're saying just to make a dumb joke. You just remember the joke, and then of course I forgot the joke. And now I'm in such a big deal of it that even if I do remember, it's just not going to be funny.
Yeah.
Taking into account that it wasn't funny to begin with.